So now we're going to make a better switch out of a piece of card and some fasteners and 2 wires, which can be added onto the surface of the foam block. So don't need that for now. Here's our wires. What we're going to do is take a little piece of card, a little rectangle of card, and it's just big enough, you can see compared to the size of a paper fastener, it's just big enough so that when we open out the fastener, the metal prongs of the fastener don't overlap over the edges and sort of get in the way. So it doesn't have to be that big, and it needs a fold in it like that. So that's the hinge idea for our switch. So what we're going to do is take a little piece of blue tack, look. This just helps put a hole in it, and what we're going to do is pierce a hole through against the blue tack. Try and go for just about the centre there. There it goes. The blue tack simply helps you push the pencil point through without breaking the point. Here we go. Now from the inside, look. There it goes. We're going to put that one through there. We're going to put the other one through the other way. And it's the heads of the fasteners this time. Remember, they conduct. They're a conducting material. They're actually mild steel, which is coated in a sort of a brass, well, it's probably a brass coating. So there we go. So these are sticking out, and we're going to flatten them down, but not just yet. We're going to add the wires onto the back so that they trail away and can join to our LED circuit. Here we go. Same as before with wires. Look, what we're going to do is pull off the plastic insulation, twist the wire up nice and tight to get the separate strands all connected. So there are 7 tiny strands there. What we want to do is make it into one stronger strand. And what we're going to do is, a good start would be very, very slightly open the fastener out. Slide the wire down from the very start. So where the bare wire starts is right in there, not the plastic insulation, it's the bare wire. And then what we're going to do is wrap the bare wire excess all the way around as many times as we can. Well, that should go around at least 3 times. There it goes. Press it all down, so I'm pressing the bare wire flat against the card as hard as I can, look. And now what we're going to do is just orientate things, look. So rotate the fastener around so that it goes towards, the wire goes towards the hinge. So that's the hinge part there. We don't want the wire facing the other way because it'll get in the way when this operates as a switch. So we don't want anything in the front of the switch. We want the wires at the back of the switch where the hinge is. There it goes. Now we're going to open the fastener out. There it goes. Now I think I'll rotate that a bit more so we can get the parts of the fastener sticking sideways. That's better there. That's better. What you can do now is get a little piece of tape and cover it over. Line up the wire so it's pointing out the back, like that. Now we'll repeat it. The other fastener's just fallen out, so he's going to go back in again. There he goes. Take the other wire, same as before. Off goes the plastic insulation. Twist so that we get this into a twisted up single strand, all 7 strands wound together tightly. Same procedure as before. There we are. Open the fastener out very slightly. Slide the bare wire down the fastener. Press it to the bottom. Remember, it's the bare metal wire that's touching the fastener, not the plastic insulation. Wrap it round. There's 1. There's 2. Ooh, it's not quite 3. 2.5 times round. And then again, point the wire, the plastic insulation, away from the mouth of the switch. So that's the opening at the front. Now let's open out the fastener. Press firmly. Well, that one seems to be longer than normal and it's sticking out a bit. So I'm just going to bend it back on itself and make it shorter there. There we go. Piece of sticky tape as before. Cover it over. And there it is. Let's tidy it up, look. Put a few twists in the plastic insulation. There it goes. Now you could twist it all the way back if you want, but let's just maybe halfway. And it's looking a bit like a Venus fly trap, isn't it? Fly trap. So one of those insects that catches one of those plants, sorry, that catches insects and digests them. Well, you can see how the switch is going to work. If we simply leave it open, there's air in the gap there. Air won't let the electricity travel from one side to the other. When we close the gap, the metal touches, and now it will complete our circuit. So let's prepare these wires as before. Pull back, twist the bare wire up. All those little strands come together as one, which is a lot stronger. Repeat for the next one. Pull off the insulation, twist up. Lots of times, look, do a good job there. It won't all come loose again. We've done this before with the insulating sleeves. These ones are red. You can get them in all different colours. Tiny little bit of bare wire sticking out. Fold it back round. Take a metal fastener. Down it goes. One more fastener. Settee looking around for the fasteners. This one will do, look. There it is. One more fastener. Up the sleeve again. Little bit sticks out. Bend it over. Down goes the fastener. Firmly push it in. And now we're ready to join our switch into the circuit. Remember, the whole point of the switch is it completes the circuit. Well, this part has already got the contacts from the LED, and the circuit is to be completed across here. So that's where the gap is that we had our paper clip switch, a paper fastener switch. So now we're going to join this switch. Well, let's try and make it as neat as we can. Look, and what we'll do is, look, we'll run one of the wires under the first elastic band and make them touch at the bottom there. There he goes. And the second one, well, he has to join to there. So the wire's a little bit long, so let's just put a little loop in it. Look, make a little loop in it like that. He's going to go there. Let's give it a go. So there's our little switch in the gap, and there's the LED turning on and off. Now, if you do shake it around, it'll move, and I can see what's happened here. Look, that one has moved. Well, when you finalise the design that you want for, you know, where is the switch going to go? How long is that wire going to lead out? Which way is it going to point? Then you can actually just put a bit of tape over all of these connections, and it'll stop the wires from moving too much. That one just moved out of position on the battery, that's all. There it is, working again. Now, things can go wrong with connections like this. So if you built it into something and this switch was independent and all of these were touching properly, well, you wouldn't need to touch it again. But when you're handling it, that's when the fasteners are going to start to move around. And really, as I said, when we finalise the design, you could just put some sticky tape over the top of them, and that's going to stop them moving for good. For the meantime, look, you might want a design which is something like this. Let's say you wanted that switch fitted on the back of there, and this LED pointed in a certain direction. Maybe you wanted to make I don't know, a light up Halloween creature or whatever it is. Then if you want that switch to stay there, it's not going to unless we fix it down somehow. So here's a quick way to do it. Look, some sticky tape, ordinary masking tape, roll it over into the middle, double it back on itself so you've made it double-sided, and then get two pieces of it and put it on the side of the switch. Roll it over, double it, put it on the other side. Both pieces are there, and now stick it down. Right, so the switch is held in place now. Check that connection, check that connection, check that connection, check that connection. There it is. Remember, don't bend the wires at that point there. You can get quite close to them, but you mustn't actually bend the LED wires themselves. So where do you want that LED to go? We could simply bend it back on itself like that, look, and then put another piece of sticky tape where my thumb is. But is that what you want? You've got to think, well, what do I want to use this little LED torch for? Well, is it a torch? You might want to call it something completely different. You might want it to function in a certain way where torch isn't a name you would like. So at the moment, quite happily pressing that and it's lighting up, but it's what you do next with it. Maybe we could add something on the end that the wire could pass through and it would become more of a sort of torch. Maybe it's specifically for Morse code flashing. Maybe you can come up with a completely, reworked idea for what this becomes. And that's the fun sort of design part of this project. It's not really a torch at all. It's whatever you would like it to be, but its purpose is to light up. We can introduce colour, we can do all sorts of things to take that and make it into whatever you want to make it into. So it's over to you now. See if you can come up with some ideas.